Have you ever noticed how unfair sleep seems to be? Some people say they sleep 5 hours and wake up feeling great. Meanwhile, you sleep 7 or 8 hours and still wake up tired, heavy, unfocused. You did what you were supposed to do. You went to bed early. You stayed in bed long enough, and yet your mind feels foggy. Your body feels slow. Your energy is gone before the day even starts. So, you start asking yourself questions that feel personal. Am I a lazy guy? Is something wrong with me? Why does rest work for others, but not for me? You try the obvious solution, sleeping more, going to bed earlier, staying in bed longer, canceling plans just to rest. But nothing really changes. And slowly, sleep stops feeling restorative and starts feeling frustrating. You begin to normalize exhaustion. You tell yourself this is just how adulthood feels, that being tired all the time is normal. But here's the truth most people never hear. Your problem isn't how long you sleep. It's how well your brain recovers while you sleep, and those are not the same thing. What if feeling rested has less to do with hours and more to do with how your brain moves through sleep? What if sleeping longer doesn't help when your brain never fully recovers? What if better sleep isn't about effort or discipline, but alignment with how your brain actually works? This isn't about hacks. It's about understanding what sleep really is. Sleep is not passive. Your brain doesn't shut off when you close your eyes. It follows a structured neurological process. According to psychology and sleep science, your brain doesn't count hours. It tracks cycles. Each sleep cycle lasts about 90 minutes. Inside those cycles, several stages occur, but two matter most. Deep sleep, where the body repairs itself. Muscles recover, the immune system strengthens, growth hormones are released. And REM sleep, where the brain works. Emotions are processed, memories are stored, creativity is restored. When these stages repeat in balance, the brain feels refreshed, even with fewer total hours. But when sleep is interrupted, delayed, or inconsistent, those stages fragment. Your body may rest, but your mind doesn't recover. Psychologists call this fragmented sleep. And fragmented sleep explains why you wake up tired even after sleeping enough. Blue light, caffeine, and stress interfere with sleep in different ways, but they all affect the same system, your brain's ability to shut down properly. Blue light is interpreted by your brain as daylight. When light from screens enters your eyes at night, it sends a signal to the brain that it's still time to be alert. As a result, the release of melatonin, the hormone that signals sleep, is delayed. This doesn't just make it harder to fall asleep, it changes the structure of your sleep. Even if you fall asleep eventually, your brain reaches deep and REM sleep later than it should. That means less recovery, more fragmentation, and lighter rest overall. Your body may be in bed, but your brain is still partially in daytime mode. Caffeine works differently. It doesn't give you energy. It blocks the sensation of tiredness. Caffeine interferes with adenosine, the chemical that builds up in your brain throughout the day and creates sleep pressure. When adenosine is blocked, your brain doesn't feel how tired it really is. So you might fall asleep, but deep sleep is reduced. REM sleep becomes shorter, and recovery becomes incomplete. This is why caffeine late in the day often leads to waking up feeling unrefreshed, even if you slept enough hours. The brain never fully entered its most restorative stages. Stress is the most underestimated factor. When you're stressed, your nervous system stays in a state of vigilance. Psychologically, your brain believes there is something unresolved or potentially threatening. In that state, sleep becomes shallow by design. Your brain is trying to protect you, not restore you. Stress keeps cortisol elevated, prevents the nervous system from fully relaxing, and increases nighttime awakenings, sometimes without you even noticing. So you sleep, but your mind stays on guard. This is why managing stimulation before bed is not about comfort or relaxation rituals. It's about sending a clear signal of safety to your nervous system. Only when the brain feels safe does it allow itself to recover. And when these three factors, blue light, caffeine, and stress, overlap, sleep becomes fragmented, inefficient, and mentally unsatisfying, because your brain was never given the conditions it needs to shut down completely. There's another layer most people never consider. Your brain doesn't simply switch between awake and asleep. It transitions through states of alertness controlled by the nervous system. During the day, your brain operates mostly in beta waves, fast, analytical, problem-solving mode. This is useful for focus and productivity, but it is also the state of vigilance and stress. If you go to bed while your brain is still in beta mode, sleep becomes shallow. You may fall asleep, but your nervous system stays partially alert. Psychology refers to this as hyperarousal, when the body rests, but the mind remains active. This explains why many people sleep long hours, yet wake up mentally exhausted. Their brain never powered down. True recovery begins when brain waves slow, from beta to alpha, and eventually to theta and delta, the states where deep sleep occurs. This transition does not happen automatically. It requires deceleration. When you go from intense mental activity straight into bed, your brain carries unresolved tasks, worries, and stimulation into the night. That's why late work, endless scrolling, or emotional conversations before sleep often lead to light, broken rest. The brain is still working. This is also why calming routines help, not because they're relaxing in a vague way, but because they signal closure. Psychologists call this cognitive offloading, writing things down, slowing movement, reducing sensory input. These actions tell your nervous system there is nothing left to solve right now. Safety increases, alertness decreases, sleep deepens. Consistency matters too. Your circadian rhythm relies on patterns. When you sleep and wake at different times every day, your brain doesn't know when to release melatonin. So, falling asleep becomes harder. Waking up feels heavier. Better sleep doesn't require more hours. It requires better alignment. And it comes down to 3 principles, no more. 1. Protect sleep quality, not just quantity. Sleeping longer doesn't help if your brain never reaches deep and REM sleep. Quality matters more than time. That means reducing interruptions, lowering stimulation before bed, letting the nervous system slow down. Your body can lie down, but your brain needs permission to recover. When sleep deepens, fewer hours feel better, because recovery actually happens. 2. Anchor your sleep and wake times. Your brain needs consistency more than flexibility. Sleeping and waking up at the same time every day trains your circadian rhythm. Melatonin releases naturally. Falling asleep becomes easier. Waking up feels lighter. Consistency creates trust. Random schedules confuse the brain. Stable schedules support recovery. This isn't control, it's cooperation. 3. Wake up at the end of a cycle. Waking in the middle of a cycle creates sleep inertia. Waking at the end of a 90-minute cycle allows a smoother transition to alertness. Instead of guessing hours, think in cycles. 4.5 hours, 6 hours, 7.5 hours. This lets your brain finish its work. So remember this. Protect sleep quality, not just hours. Keep your sleep and wake times consistent. Wake up at the end of a sleep cycle, not the middle. Sleep smarter, not longer. Sleep is not something to fight. It's something to understand. When your brain recovers properly, energy returns naturally. Focus improves. Decisions become clearer. You don't need to push harder. You need to align better. In the video I linked here, we explored how to manage big ambitions goals with 3 simple steps. If this resonates with you, don't wait and like, follow and subscribe to the channel. Rest smarter.